Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly recap. I hope you're doing well. Firstly, this week was amazing, as you can probably see from the thumbnail. My best week since I started trading literally over a year ago, and I only traded 3 days this week. The amount of consistency that I've seen since I started using Bookmap just 5 weeks ago is like nothing I've experienced before with any strategy. I've tried like dozens of strategies, I promise you, and I haven't been this successful this long with any of them, not even close. So in the past 5 weeks alone from trades that I executed, I'm up over 30R, which is just crazy to me. Back when I was trading ICT, I was like, if I can average 1 hour per week, 1 hour per week, and yet I've averaged like 6 hours per week since I started with Bookmap. So I'm excited to get in this week's trades with you guys, and let's get into the journal. I've now condensed everything here. I've organized it since I started, so we can see the results for each week now. So we're going to week 9. Monday, there was no trades because I was super busy with some stuff. My car got rear-ended over the weekend, so I had to deal with that, and some Father's Day stuff as well. And then Tuesday comes along, and this is the first trade that I take on Tuesday. So started the week off with a loss. Now in hindsight, my friend that trades with me didn't take this trade because of this. It was literally more than 4 points away. The Bookmap liquidity was literally more than 4 points away from the current value area high, which is two of the things that I was using as confluences. So really I should have had these closer together, but I wasn't too upset with this loss at all. I was like, okay, fair enough, I'm fine with this. But as the week went on, I did avoid trades like this where the liquidity that I wanted to enter off of or wait for the reaction from was a significant distance from the value level. So yeah, just something I kept in mind afterwards. But first L here, and you can see Bookmap look like this. Came up, a lot of buyers trying to push price through, then we get a rejection here, which is where I entered probably here. And then this trade here, I actually was supposed to get in the trade on this candle. We had SMT with ES, we were inside this high volume node, and I expected some sort of reaction from current point of control. Plus we had a lot of liquidity here on Bookmap, and we're in the discount of the range, so a lot of stuff here. I was supposed to enter on this candle, but I forget I missed it or I hesitated or something. My friend got in, it came up, it went back to break even for him, but I don't have a break even rule and it was still a valid trade for me. So I hopped in right here, almost bottom ticked it, and then I got the win on this. So kind of lucky, but still a valid trade that I executed on. Even if I was late, still thankfully won. And I don't have the Bookmap for this one. So that was basically 1 hour. So I got slipped a little bit, unfortunately, so it was like a little bit less than 1 hour on this day. Moving on to Wednesday, you can see that I wrote this out. Just want to be patient and simply execute on valid trades, which I've seen in the past is the most surefire way to pull money out of the markets. Because in the past, if you guys watch the past videos, because of my hesitation and missing a bunch of trades, I missed out on a lot of profit, so I could have been up even more R over the past weeks. So I figured if I just execute when I see valid trades and I don't hesitate, that's the best way to make money. And you'll see it certainly played out on Wednesday. So we have SMT below somewhere here. We retraced down to last week's point of control, and there's a lot of liquidity here on Bookmap, which I'll show you now. Right here, a lot of passive buyers. We come down, we have a lot of aggressive sellers trying to push price down through, and they fail, and it pushes upwards, which is where I entered. And yeah, that was a win that could have been like, I think 7 or 8R or something. So it's amazing. That's my first win on Wednesday, and then I figured I'll take another trade because I'm either up 1R or I'm up 4R on the day. So on my second trade here, we actually have SMT right here, and we have a rejection from this high volume node as well as Bookmap. So this was another winning trade. And you can see the exact same thing as last time. A lot of passive buyers, aggressive sellers trying to push price through, and they fail. It starts to push up, which is where I enter. And I noted I was super stressed out in this trade because whatever the outcome is, it's a 3R difference in my week, which I shouldn't be nervous about, but it's almost inevitable at this point for me, unfortunately. So this is actually the biggest day I've had in a very long time on my Express, 4R, and that put me up 388 USD on the week. Now Thursday, there was no trades. I understood that the market was closed. It wasn't closed, but I was out of town anyway, so I didn't trade on Thursday. Now yesterday, Friday, this is the only trade I executed. There was double SMT from way over far to the left, and then SMT close right here. We were also in the discount of the range, and there was a lot of liquidity here on Bookmap. As you can see right here, a lot. I think it was like 70 something orders compared to the rest of the prices being around 15 or so. So it's a big discrepancy. We see a lot of passive buyers, then aggressive sellers again trying to push price through, indicated by this big red circle right at the level of passive buyers. And then price starts to push away, which is where I entered. Now, if I really followed my rules, I would have waited for a second trade today because I was only on the charts for an hour at this point when I usually stay on about 2.5 hours. But I figured I'm just going to end the week on a good note. This is my last week before my trip, and I'd rather just guarantee I ended on a win, which is not really the right mentality, but gives me some peace of mind, I guess. Now, my friend stayed on, who trades the same way as me with a different risk management. That's it. And he actually caught this trade he caught it for a 3R because we came down to the golden zone of the range with current point of control, a high volume node, and there was SMT. So it was a really solid setup. And if I stayed on, me and him would have executed this together and I would have been up 9R on the week, which is just insane. But I told myself that I'd accept whatever trade happens next. I'd be fine with it. So that was that. And I ended the week up 545, risking only 80 USD per trade. So the reason that I was risking only 80 USD is because my account was in severe drawdown from trading ICT. And also I wanted to build up my confidence first and see that I could actually make money consistently, like kind of week over week before I up the risk. So this being my best week with an 80% win rate, winning 4 out of 5 trades, certainly solidifies in my mind that, okay, I can probably make money at least every month. So when I come back from my trip, I'm going to be risking 160 USD per trade because I brought my account, I'll show you guys, from being down 933 USD from trading ICT all the way up to minus 75 USD. So Lord willing, I'll soon be in profit on this account. I'm probably actually going to start risking 160 on Monday just to get over that hump of fear of risking more, because it's got to happen eventually. So that's the plan as of now. And really the main lessons that I learned this week are to really just not think about what if I did this, what if I did that, and just make sure you stay completely calm. Not try to convince yourself you're calm, but actually be calm and just kind of chill, just take your trades. Don't be caught up about what's actually going to happen. Just make sure you're executing correctly when the trades present themselves. And that's the best way to make money consistently, at least for me right now, since I have a good strategy that actually works. So next week, or this week coming, I'll only be trading Monday and Tuesday because I'm leaving for my trip on Wednesday. But I'll try and post some sort of video maybe Tuesday night just to give you guys a final update. And anyways, hopefully you guys have had a good week, and best of luck to you next week as you guys trade. Thanks for watching. Peace.